when you make a vision board, because I do think some people think it's like what you used to think like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not that
Yes.
it's even woo, it's just like does that really even work? Like I'm gonna
Yes.
spend my time. I think
Yeah.
we're like I'm gonna spend hours cutting out stuff, and then like, is this just for fun? Like I have a bunch of stuff to do,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
so or I mean, it's still just great to just do it for fun,
Mhm.
but obviously I think people want to do it because they actually want to manifest a lot of these
Mhm.
things. And I think one of the great things about a vision board is the fact that you get clarity,
Mm.
right? And I think with anything, right, we want to start with even when you set a goal, like it's not like just like, oh, I want a nice house. Like, okay, what kind of house? Where do you want it? How do you want it to look?
Mhm.
Because you have to be specific in what you want to
Yes.
call into your life.
Yeah.
And I think when you're looking at all these things,
Yeah.
it helps you get more granular.
Mhm.
And it's like, you know,
Yeah,
how do you, and not just the things that you want in your life, but how I feel it's a lot of like how you want it to feel
Mhm.
in your life.
Yeah.
Like healthy and, you know, like a lot of friendship and love and that kind of stuff. So
I know. Next year's going to be a lot of traveling.
I know, man, I'm about to get serious, y'all. It's going to
She's
be.
like, I'm going to do it. We're doing a 16 by 20 in
Yeah.
the wall. We're doing one in the
different
studio.
ones. Like,
We're
yeah.
like, everybody put their stuff in.
Welcome to the Delulu Magic Podcast. I'm Paola, and it's my birthday month.
Yay! What a great way to kick off your birthday month.
Yes, it's been perfect.
It has been perfect. Today is a perfect day. We are going to dive right into what our topic is today. We're going to talk about visualization
and vision boards.
Vision boards and how it ties into what our lives have been kind of
over the past
year. So I kind of wanted to say, like, you know, do we realize that if what we look at, how it can shape our life, right? Mm-hmm. So I sat and really had a little bit of a process with myself because I was like, oh yeah, you know, when I thought about doing it before, I was like, yeah, images, whatever. I would hear people talk about it. I didn't really believe it. I just thought it was a nice idea. And then
almost like setting like New Year's resolutions.
Almost like journaling.
That's nice.
Yeah. Like journaling. But then we actually, Paula and I did it, and last
December of 2024.
December 2024. Now here we are, October 2nd, 2025, and I did a little bit of research this week onto vision boards and what they are, right? Mm-hmm. So they are almost like tools for us that are trying to be aligned. Mm-hmm. And I've learned that they are, you know, what did I tell you? They're like mental GPSs. Like what our mind is looking at is going to look for what we want it to be creating. They're not just
like attract like.
Yes.
Right? So you're focused on that thing.
And so and also that what we look at daily, again, shapes our life. Mm-hmm. You know, whether you realize it or not, it just like what we listen to, just what we would interact with it. That's what we creates our reality.
Who's around us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So learning that is definitely interesting, and it almost felt a little creepy last week when we were talking about it to me because I realized it, right? Because I actually had a situation, and I'll talk about it a little bit. But I think you knew a little more before. Had you done them before?
Yeah, I've done vision boards. I think when I watched Law of Attraction back probably, God, that was 15 years ago, 18 years ago. And I thought it was really neat. And I was like, okay, I want to do this. Yeah. So definitely did a couple vision boards and things would come to fruition. But I do think it's important. And I think what you did that I really noticed that maybe I don't do as much, right?
Yeah.
And I've done them with the kids. But it's that part of, right, you do it, just like when you say an affirmation or you write down goal. But continuing to like see it, right? So you had it up somewhere. Yes. So I want you to definitely tell us about that. Compared to me that I had it, but I wouldn't look at it every day.
Yeah.
Right. And it was almost like a thing. I should have hung it in a better placed area where I would have seen it, because I think the more you see it, and the more not only that you see it, actually kind of picture yourself even doing the things. I don't know if you did any of that. So I really want to hear about that. But I usually like go try to picture myself like doing one of those things or like feeling those feelings of having that particular thing. And I think the things when I do it that way, those goals or those things definitely come much faster. But how did you
that it started kind of happening? We did ours. We did it with a group of friends, And then I
Which is
took it.
super fun.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
and
recommend that.
it
Like,
was it was great. And I felt like the group of people we did it with was really great. And I'm curious. I want to have a gathering just to see where everybody's at with it, right?
mhm.
Because I think that is almost like a little bit of like hold you to it to follow up on it, like anything else you want to
The
do.
accountability.
Yeah. So I did it and I framed it. I took it and I got a frame and I put it in my room and I have a dresser by my TV. And every morning, like I have a TV that has a screensaver and I make my bed and I turn my TV on because that's the whole process, my Virgo mind, but I have
Love
to like
it.
turn it on and have my screensaver on and then it's right next to it on the left side.
Mhm.
So every morning, that's before I'm doing anything else, like I look at it. I
Mhm.
would look at it, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I took like the time that I'm like, no, it was just kind of like, oh, certain things kind of
Mhm.
great. My eyes would kind of skim it over and all that. Now, over the year, there was certain times that I would kind of pay attention to little certain things more. And I would think, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to get to do that, or that hasn't happened, or, maybe that's just not meant for me.
That's funny. So your mind would kind of
Yeah,
start
because when I would
analyzing.
look at the little images and I was like, okay, the time, because I would look at the time in the year and then at the image and I'd be like, okay, it's already, and it's funny now because I'm still doing it. When I did it last week, I was like, I'm still missing like more things. Like, it's because that's how my brain works. And I was like, how did you not show up? But, no, so I did that every day and it was just second nature
Mm-hmm.
every single day.
I'm about to make copies. I'm putting all over the house.
And you know what? Because
On
I
the
didn't even have
fridge,
one
the closet.
picture. I didn't take a picture with my phone, nothing. It was just something that was there, a part of my life. Obviously, when I was at home, maybe the mornings, but I would still come back and see it during the day. So something that, again, that I learned was like that what you look at every day, it just, stays in your brain, and our brain kind of will keep that in there, I guess, right? I don't know much about that. I feel like it's sometimes magic like, but it does, it becomes your life.
Well, when you
Whatever is
hear
there.
even people like Joe Dispenza and all these different people that talk about visualization, right? And like you were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, how athletes, all the greats, visualize.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that it's just not normal humans compared to athletes, but like it's just people living our lives. People still are like, oh, I don't believe in visualization. Because if the greats, people are paying other people to teach them how to do this and focusing on it every day for hours, like visualizing, to get their game and for them to like step up
And the
mental,
it's all that yeah.
because your brain can't tell the difference. Like it is a fact, your brain cannot tell the difference. So if you can sit there and visualize something every day for 5 minutes, right, and actually not just visualize it, but again also to really try to feel the emotions,
Yeah.
that's the one thing that for me, when I saw The Secret, didn't click, or I felt like maybe wasn't explained, or maybe I just didn't get that enough. It was, oh, the visualization, but also like really getting into that feeling. I feel like that like just escalates everything.
Yeah, and seeing it. So learning, we have a mutual friend that she talked a lot about it. But again, I used to think last year that because I was doing the meditation and I'm really feel really good about my visualization when I'm meditating, but I didn't think that it was like actually like looking outside. Like I was always like my mind, right? Like you're gonna visualize in here, but I didn't think I had to look at something outside as well to make it, I don't know,
To make it like kind of come about.
yeah, where it would that mattered as well. Like I thought it was just I had to be in my mind. So I think I think definitely both things have worked for me, and it has made it a lot easier.
Yeah.
To get into the state of, I guess, seeing things, and you don't even intentionally, you don't even do it. I think that's what's funny, that I don't feel like I was doing anything. Like I was like so like, oh,
I think by just the mere fact of bringing it into your like orbit and thinking about it, like the focus, right?
Yeah.
When focus, not that you were again focusing on it all day. You would just literally take a couple minutes. So I love how just with that it was easy, and I definitely want you to share like what came about.
Yeah.
But also the funny thing is that you say visualizing, right?
Yeah.
And I think for a long time, I was frustrated because some people you're not able to visualize, and don't judge yourself because you're able to see things. My husband's also super like one of my kids like can really like actually close their eyes and like visualize a whole scenario.
Yeah.
I remember I did this whole like brain training camp for a week, my husband and I, and it was like a lot. And one thing it taught me was patience, that if I work on a problem long enough, I can figure it out. Usually I give up too fast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. This is uncomfortable. But the other thing was that she would have guided visualizations. And she'd be like, okay, now turn the tree blue and red. And I'm like, I can literally, I don't even barely see a tree. Maybe I can kind of see a dark something.
Yeah.
And it would be frustrating. But I think it's even just going through the scenario in your head if you're one of those people that can't see, because that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
You're thinking, it's almost like with the meditation or yoga, you're like, it's supposed to be that way. And everybody's built a little different, and you're not always going to be maybe as good at seeing it
Yes.
like you've been.
Yeah. And so I realized that it was like a tool I was using, right? That I can acknowledge now that I could say it was a tool that I had that was part of my daily life.
Your
And
routine.
then I saw something, I've seen the things. And I don't think I've actually sat with it until, like I said, the past 2 weeks, that I was like, oh wow, like the things I really saw myself, did my prayers, had all the things, and here they are. They were there. And they were there in that board.
Yeah. And like
So-
almost like so exactly like the visual. For mine,
Yes.
it's like a cup, obviously vacation. There are certain things,
Yeah.
but for you, like that, especially that one,
Yes.
like you said, it's almost like you're like, this is crazy.
Oh
So
my
tell us about that if you want to
Do you want me to? Oh, I'll
why-
talk about. We're gonna show you. So yeah, we did the vision boards, which I really want people to kind of realize that I think it's something that everybody should take some time to do. Kind of like wrap up your year and kind of see what are the things that you want to do going forward, or what would you like to bring into your life, because they don't have to be a lot of. I think everybody will always think about, like, right, the big things, which is like wealth and like success and all those
The
things, right?
material.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was a lot that happened that I didn't do. I wasn't so focused. Not that it didn't matter, but it was like I was going into some other things.
Yeah.
Probably because of my life. I'm at the midpoint of life. So yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys mine, because everybody wants me to show them that. So here is my board.
You see, she even, wait, I want to talk about the presentation, honestly, for real, because I think this is important.
Yes.
And I was listening to somebody on YouTube, and they were just talking about the energy of what you put behind things, the routine, the respect, right? The ritual of things. So look at hers. Don't laugh at me, okay, y'all. I'm a Libra. I'm going to be a little always more not Virgo like this. But I didn't frame mine. This was sitting like next to my sink, which is unorganized a lot of the time. So there's like clutter around it. I think about it and it makes sense. Like how obviously I manifested podcasts, certain things, but like yours were so specific. And I do think it's a way, in the way, the energy that you put into it and the respect that you put into it, and even putting it in an area where it's like not cluttered.
Yeah. Nothing was next to it. I made sure it was always clean. Like that was super important to me, that I was always like taking the dust away so I could see. So my biggest thing, my theme was for 2025 was like friendship, and there it is, and make myself proud, which I can attest to that. I got some nature, exhaling. I had a lot of celebrations. Didn't get into tennis or pickleball, but that's for another time.
That doesn't mean that we still have 3 months. She's already
I'm trying to cram it in. Some kind of movement. I talk to myself a lot about what do I want to do for my future self, like the person I want to be. I feel that, telling myself that I'm loved. This one was big. That's my daughter graduating. So that was like super important to me, that get her across, get her there. Wearing heels. I wear heels now. All the time. My disco, here I am in glitter.
Yeah.
Having all the fun. I'm surrounded, like my career, my family, super important. I'm in a lot of photos. I love my music. I was my 25th anniversary. I learned a lot of new things this year. I quit worrying. I let go. So every day's a little better. And then I did go to the beach a few times, so that was awesome. And I feel like
even did sound bowl and stuff.
I did sound bowl. I've done some yoga. And the big one that my friends want me to talk about is I put in a dinner party, which was like super girly, and just without realizing, that it just called me, right? Because I wanted to have like a gatherings with women that I love me and I love them. And if you guys saw, I got that for my birthday, and it was almost identical to the picture. So
insane. And
Yeah.
look how it's like right in the middle. I
Yeah.
feel like it's such a central like focus point,
Yes.
right? Like when you see
Yeah.
it, sometimes stuff on the edges, but like it's right dead
Yeah.
smack in the middle.
Yeah. So
And same with like 2025, like
Yeah.
this is
yeah, that was so it's been my year. That was my word that I was like, what do I need? What do I and it has been so rewarding. So I would tell everybody go out and get you
go get you a frame,
a frame,
poster
do a board,
board. And
do
you just
some
order
stuff.
this on Amazon. It's just like a
Yeah,
book
yeah.
and you can like
I
pick
got
out
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want.
What do we
or you
do?
use
I remember it was
magazines.
like you could get magazines, but I think even Michael's, all the hobby places. But I mean, most people just bring in stuff, but these were really good because it has all these things in it, right? That all of
Yeah.
us found easy to cut, and we cut and pasted. Got some cardboard and Michael's frame, and
Yeah, I absolutely love
Yeah.
this. And I'm telling me and the kids, we all did this.
yeah,
But none of us put it in an area
yeah,
where we could sit there and see it. And it's funny because it's like I know in the back
Yeah.
of my head, like I know that makes sense.
yes.
But it's just that sometimes we just
Well,
forget, like, these
putting
little
it
things
into
that-
practice.
Yeah.
But and even without, like I keep repeating, without meaning to, it happened because I was doing it already as a practice. It was just part of my life. It
Mhm.
wasn't. It became like just like brush my teeth. Just
Yeah,
do my things in the morning, and there it is,
nice.
and all that. Just like adding my devotionals.
Look at you. and it's so. I also think, or I really believe that when you make a vision board, because I do think some people think it's like what you used to think, like,
Yeah.
oh, that's not that
Yes.
it's even woo. It's just like, does that really even work? Like, I'm gonna
Yes.
spend my time. I think
Yeah.
we're like, I'm gonna spend hours cutting out stuff, and then like, is this just for fun? Like, I have a bunch of stuff to do, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
So if or I mean, it's still just great to just do it for fun,
Mhm.
but obviously, I think people want to do it because they actually want to manifest a lot of these
Mhm.
things. And I think one of the great things about a vision board is the fact that you get clarity,
Mm.
right? And I think with anything, right, we want to start with even when you set a goal, like it's not like just like, oh, I want a nice house. Like, okay, what kind of house? Where do you want it? How do you want it to look?
Mhm.
Because you have to be specific in what you want to call
Yes.
into your life.
Yeah.
And I think when you're looking at all these things,
Yeah.
it helps you get more granular.
Mhm.
And it's like,
Yeah.
how do you, and not just the things that you want in your life, but how I feel it's a lot of like how you want it to feel
Mhm.
in your life.
Yeah.
Like healthy and, like a lot of friendship and love and that kind of stuff. So
I know. Next year's gonna be a lot of traveling.
I know, man, I'm about to get serious, y'all. It's going to
She's like,
be
I'm gonna do it. We're doing a 16 by 20 in
Yeah.
the wall. We're doing one in the
different
studio.
ones. Like,
We're
yeah.
everybody put their stuff in.
Now I don't know, like, should I do like different ones or like, and put them different, or I feel like maybe just the same one so that, and then put them in different places so it's repetitive.
Many copies.
Now I'm going to get like all extra.
Many copies. Well, it's always fun, and then we can do whatever we want. I mean, this is what we're all learning.
Right in the mirror. Sean's going to be like, I'm tipping on the TV. It's going to be like, stop.
This is what we're reviewing today. So
It was so much fun. Now tell me, I think you were researching a little bit about the reticular activating system.
yes. Oh, I don't remember. You
No.
you know more about it. Let's see. What is my chatita have to say about it?
That teaches us.
Because that's my AI, my chat GPT, because I'm sure everybody uses it.
Oh, of course.
What did she say? I said it right, mental GPS, and it's not just wishful steering. So you have intention, and then what we talk a lot about here is about your action and having some consistent like steps and all that to put into place. Like this was not like mine didn't just happen because I was like, oh, I want to have friendship and I want to have people near me. Like it was like me the year and building up and committing to being with people and building a community of
Having fun.
and bringing all that joy in, and then this happened,
Yeah.
right, without me expecting it. So it's not all woo woo, and then it
That's the
filters what we notice. That's what the reticular activating system does.
Yeah, filters what. So it's almost like when you say like, oh, I really like this particular car, and then all of a sudden you start seeing like that specific
Yes,
car like
yes.
all day
We've all
long, right? That's a
noticed it.
simple.
Oh, when
like,
you don't want
example.
something to come, and it comes.
No, and that's that's why it's so important. Like,
Yeah.
just what you attract, because whatever you focus on, whether it's good or it's bad, the universe is like, God, you are attracting that.
Yes.
It's just like reflecting, like
Yeah.
it's like a mirror.
So
So absolutely, I think what we focus on, I'm about to get like.
it's your daily focus compounds into real results. So, and it's like a personal movie trailer of your life.
And I think fitting it in like in November, like even before, especially for
Yes, I
moms,
say for
we
the
get
before.
super busy. And
Yeah.
like we
Don't
all
try to
know.
cram it in up there like we were like the holidays. Like maybe yeah, she's right. Like November's a good time if you want to gather because you really kind of start to get a sense. You already know that's a crazy season
Mm-hmm.
for anybody, even if you're not a mom. It's just a crazy season.
Yeah.
But if you maybe sit down and starting now towards this month, I think is
Mm-hmm.
a good time.
I
No,
think like
as the
October is a
season
great
changes.
month to even like, okay, start writing out what you kind of want to
Uh-huh.
attract. And then while you're like getting materials,
Yeah.
but yeah, October,
Yeah.
November. So that right when you're going into December,
It's done. You have it ready.
it's done. You've had like
Yeah.
a great, and I think doing it with a group like we
Mhm.
did was
Yeah.
really cool. It was fun. And also you're accountable because you're like, I'm actually going to do this, or I'm going to sit down and do
Yeah.
it. And then you can like reflect on it later. So it's also bringing in like that fun, familial kind of like element,
Yeah.
which I think, makes it even better.
Yeah.
It makes it like even
And
like hit stronger.
yeah, definitely. I recommend gather with people, hold each other accountable, go over it, talk, and
Yeah. And then
look at every
share
day,
like, and share it with people. Post again, you guys, the key is putting it somewhere where you could see it.
The key is yeah.
And
Yeah. You could take
put it in a frame if you can.
put it in your phone. I mean, I guess that's a good idea.
That's
too. I
another.
didn't think of that. Because it's
Mhm.
something that you're gonna look at every day is what I would say.
Yeah.
Because then doesn't necessarily maybe you're not a person that is doing all the things in your bedroom or maybe in the kitchen where you're gonna make your coffee or where you sit in the afternoon. And I think for me I wasn't at night. It was always the mornings.
Mm-hmm.
So always before my day, before I got busy with the rest of life.
Yeah.
It was
And
like
that's such a
the
good thing because it's like before your focus gets called
Yeah.
every which way. Right.
Yeah.
Like seeing that thing is like like one of the first things. I
Mhm.
think for the people that do have like rituals, like doing meditation or their prayer,
Yeah.
like if you just put it in at that
could be
time,
that could be included in there.
then it
Yeah.
kind of makes it easier.
Yeah. With your coffee, when you're doing your like next to your if you're doing like devotional time, like anything like that is really gonna make it easier for you to
Yeah.
have there to look at every day.
And I'm telling you, I actually thought, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to hang this up like in a specific, and I just didn't. And then
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's on the sink. I look at it sometimes.
Yeah.
And, but it's always on the days that I had more time. But if it was a busy day, it's like,
And
totally
then I
forget
told you
about
the
it.
story.
Which one?
This.
Oh, that
You-
story. Yeah.
And then I told you the story. Now you're like, oh.
Now I was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm going to get serious.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this way.
It's about to go down.
So, what else do you want to tell everybody as we close up on your first
No,
episode
I
of your
think
birthday
that
month?
I start getting your vision board ready. I'm starting this month. I'm going to get my goals together,
Mhm.
and then starting my little like vision board journey,
Yeah,
so I can see
yeah,
it before the end of the year.
And maybe if we do ours, maybe we can share it with you guys, and you'll see.
Yeah, that's our goal to have something
Yeah.
in December where we sit down, make it fun, and we'll share it. And I think you guys share it.
Yeah.
Share them as well.
Share them with us. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have an amazing, amazing week.
October,
Yes,
Paula's birthday month.
I'm gonna have an amazing month. Every day we celebrated yesterday, today, 2 things this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be tired, but I'm gonna be happy.
Full of joy.
I was gonna need a little bit more coffee. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
it's gonna be great. So, thank you for watching.
Yeah. Stay Delulu and make it happen. And please remember to subscribe and like.
See you next time. Bye.